Okay, shalom, shalom. Kum yashala kol lo yimlayahu bashim yawashai bahashim rachahakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, led by the Spirit, taught us this beautiful truth, and just want to say the waters of the H.I.M and Akhwaf. That's out here sincerely keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments of Yahweh bashim yawashai to the best of their ability. This is Yachanan Nawah. Just coming at you with another quick lesson, praying that it's edifying by the Spirit. And as going into Nia Long, posing for Playboy at 55, like needing to be sitting the fuck down. It says NBA coach's ex, Nia Long, poses for Playboy photo shoot. So you know how they do that. They wordplay you, try and get you into, all the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, with the so-called scandal. If she believed that it was a scandal, then she would be sitting her ass down and she wouldn't be reopening that scab, so to speak. But these women, they love authority. They're feminists, and I'm sure her PR team, her girlfriends, whoever the fuck she know, probably set her down, and was like, girl, you should go for it. Fuck these men, make them feel whatever the fuck. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? We just know that women, they sit around and they talk shit like that, because they feel as if this is their world and that they're the ones that the only ones that can win. Like we're competing with these men and no one can, like we're the shit, It's really that feminism, bro. Okay, but it says Nia Long, the ex-girlfriend of Houston Rockets coach Emi Udoka, I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong. I never really fucked the nigga, so, has been unveiled as the newest model for Playboy. Long, 55, was with, she was with this guy 13 years before they went their separate ways. 13 years, bro. And then she was with a nigga before him. It says they split after he was found at the center of an alleged cheating scandal with the Boston Celtics staff member. An independent law firm later determined that he used crude language while speaking to a female subordinate. Yeah, he probably told that bitch to shut the fuck up. And all that good stuff. I'm not going to go into the issue of him, but I'm assuming this is the son with that stupid ass hairdo. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like, here you go. Now you got a kid that's, pretty much 13 years old. And you posing for Playboy? That shit is retarded, bro. I seen another, let me see if I can find this, matter of fact, let me just grab the scriptures real quick, because I was in these scriptures. Ecclesiastes 25 and 25, it says, no, that's not what I want, is it? No. Yep, 25 and 25. Let me get to it real quick, Salakia. It says, give the water no passage, neither a wicked woman liberty to gad abroad. If she go not as thou wouldst have her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. So she has the ability to gad abroad. She has the ability to be a man in this, or move like a man in this society. And that shouldn't be. Women shouldn't have that. That's why the scripture says, let me go to 2 Timothy real quick. Because reading through her profile and seeing how she's been over the past couple of years and, just her whole little situation, you know what I'm saying? She moving like a nigga, man. She moving like a dude, not like a submissive woman. 1 Timothy 2 and 11, let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. See? So she should have just, kept her damn mouth closed. If anything, in this day and time, in this world, and he was getting some extra box, she should have just set the fuck back and was like, hey, are you using protection with this bitch if she seems to be a whore? And that's about all. Don't bring no diseases home, so to speak. If she ain't even had to say even that, you know what I'm saying? Just play your part. You do your thing at home. You when I get to the crib, I'm dealing with you. But see, we live in a kingdom of Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, where we don't have no say-so in our households or any, like, look at what happened to this Michigan coach guy. with that scandal. I'm not exactly sure exactly what went down with the guy, because I didn't follow it, because I'm just looking at this nigga like how fucking stupid he was to even just be See, you had to use wisdom even dealing with these chicks in this kingdom, because this is their kingdom to go along with Esau. That's the thing. You had to really realize that this is Esau's kingdom, and they have given a pass to the so-called black woman to destroy the family. She's his mistress. She's his bitch first, and then she'll deal with you. Matter of fact, she's his bitch first, and then the kids come next, and then your ass might get some time. This is his kingdom. So you have to be, circumspect when dealing out here in the Americas, man. This is not our rest. Matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. This is not our rest, man. We are in a kingdom where the Lord has set it up where our women are really over us. Let me see. Kind of using a newer, I've used this Bible, but not as much as the blue letter. Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. So this is not our rest, man. We're polluted in this place. We have to. The only thing that we have is coming back to this original truth of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, calling on the true names of Yahweh, and calling on the true names of His Son Yahushai. That's it. Repenting, because the days are evil, man. We're living in the last days of this thing. How long do you think it's going to go on? You know this place is at an end when you got 55 to 60-year-old women posing for Playboy of our nation. You know it's a wrap. And there's plenty of our women, you know what I'm saying, that would love to have that position. But just think of the mindset that this lady had to have to actually go in and do that. Because she's not super rich. But supposedly, she's sitting on a few million. She's not super rich, but she's sitting on a few million. But she's living in this kingdom where she still has a look. She can flaunt it for a little bit longer. Her little agents and her little people around her, she probably losing money fastly because, I'm thinking she's worth like about $5 million. That's nothing compared to what they really be going through. That's nothing compared to, how fast these women in that industry blow through. That's shit up. That could be a month worth of bills, and she living check to check for even, going and doing that particular shoot. So now you got this NBA coach. He did get another job, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying, after the so-called scandal. But she's going to get child support from him. But it's a good thing that he's not on paper as a marriage with her, because she's not married on paper with nobody. Let me see. Let's do this. How many partners have Nia Long had? And she's claiming she like these younger men in the article and all this other shit. Yeah, they'll bang you down, but they not about to take on your bullshit, bitch. Not any of them with any with some damn sense. Let's see. Okay, it says she's had 2 highly publicized long-term relationships resulting in 2 children and has never been married. See that? Her notable partners include actor Massey Z. Dorsey, engaged 1999 to 2001. So why you ain't married that nigga? This is the guy right here, I'm assuming. Let's see. Yeah, why you ain't married this dude? What happened with this? He was probably like, yep, looking for some old box. Who knows? Let's see. She is known to keep her private life discreet. So okay, ain't no telling what happened with that. The couple were engaged for 10 months and had 1 son together, Masa, That, yeah, you're dealing with, who knows, man? I don't know. Anyway, and it's just crazy that she dealing with these niggas with these weird ass names. I'm not sure if these are Jakes or not. They could be Jakes, but they could be some fucking Hamites, man. And then you got this other guy, you know what I'm saying, the NBA coach from 2010 to 2022. Long and former pro basketball coach, worked together for 13 years and had one son. Right? So, in 2026, Long has stated she is not looking for a partner, according to this interview. And I wouldn't be surprised if she don't pop up with a damn woman, you know. So I'm guessing these are the sons right here, right? I'm assuming these are the sons here. Okay, that's the son from the first hookup. This is the son from the second one. She still got a little bit of a look, but you know what I'm saying? It's like, at 55, like, what the fuck are you thinking? Yeah, I don't know. That boy got that long ass African neck. That boy might be a damn Hamite. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? This is not a color thing or any of that. A skin color thing. But this is, the kids. But she claims that, you know what I'm saying, she got all this time with both of the fathers, right? That they be having dinner together and be doing all these different things together, and she makes it happen. Matter of fact, that was a part of the article that I seen. Let me see if I can go back into it. But it's just, it's just... Okay, so this is the one in Newsbreak, Hot New Hip Hop. Okay, it talks about how she was a sex symbol for decades now, and recently she posed for Playboy in one photo. The actress stands in. So here's one of the photos. This is pretty much the only photo I've seen from it, and really just don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because Nia Long she's never been... With what's going on today with the BBLs and women really working out and having, these super curves and all this other little stuff like that, she's just kind of like a person that's she's still got her name, and she's not a bad looking lady, but she's pretty much C-list to D-list at this point. She used to, I can't even say she was ever A-list, but she in the hood, she was a A-list type of actor, actress or whatever, right? But she says, I just want to get this point about what she says about these men. And she was with men before that. So whoever hit first, that's her husband. That's according to the law. It just is what it is. Whoever breaks her hymen first, whoever she ever slept with first, that's her original husband, no matter whether she wants to claim him or not. Who knows who he is and how long ago that was. But she says, during her interview with the outlet, Long opened up about everything from her love life to her next film. So she's still trying to get down in that industry. And I think she got something, I don't know, she got something new on that. There's so many movies out. Don't nobody give a fuck about no Nia Long no more like that. Her best jump off was, she had a few movies. Them days is gone, She even got candid about co-parenting with her exes, Masadi Dorsey and Emu Udoka, whatever this nigga's name is. According to her, the key has been staying friends despite their romance falling flat. Now, mind you, she's gonna tell you that she makes that happen. It doesn't mean we're not cool. It doesn't mean we're not friends. It doesn't mean that we still can't have family time together. She explained it only means that we don't have to be romantically involved with each other, but we can still celebrate our children. Well, I can celebrate my children when you let me know the drop off point. Just let me know, okay, I'm gonna pick them up for the weekend. Where you want to meet. You want to come pick them up or drop them up, whatever. That's all I need to know about you. We don't need to be all together as if we're still together and we're not still together. It's just real weird. Because she says, I love my co-parenting situation. We have the best. We go on holidays. We go on vacation. Sometimes we carve out space to go to dinner. Long continue. We went to dinner the other night and we had a really good time. And then it's like, okay, bye. Have fun. Talk to you later. No, I'm not popping up to show up. And that's what you niggas, man. Cut it out with these women like that. Because they're eventually going to be, you know, in her situation, from what she's saying, she's dealing, she likes younger dudes. She's trying to get something popping. And then the next dude she get with, you going to have to deal with. So what, all y'all all grouping up, oh, we're going on family vacation. No, just, we had our time, which the man should just have his children. He shouldn't even be having to even going and pick his children up with no visitation rights or any of that. But this is America, and the women have those rights. Because if she want to leave, then she leaves with nothing. Right? It says, I can call them if our sons need something, or they can call me, she added. Well, okay. All right, I can be on deck if you calling me about my children. But I'm not calling you about shit. I'm not calling you about nothing other than what's going on. Why didn't you? I'm supposed to pick up the kids. Where are you and where are they? Or like what's going on? I'm waiting here at the checkpoint to pick up the children. That's all I need to be able to have your number for. And I'm hoping I don't even have to use it for that. All I should be getting is, okay, shit, because that one dude, I don't even know how old he is. But them kids is old enough to say, hey, Dad, I'm ready. Everything is where he don't even have to even talk to her no more. Them kids is that old now. Nigga ain't got to be dealing with you, bitch. He got a cell phone. He know that it's pickup day or whatever day. He can easily text his son, like, son, are you going to be ready at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, whatever. Now the son, he can go ahead and communicate to her, yeah, Dad, I just got a text from Dad, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then, the son text his dad back, like he ain't even got to even listen to that bitch's voice, which is crazy. Okay, but it says, let me get that part back again. It says, I can call them if our son needs something. Our sons, them. Notice, two different men. I can call them if our sons, so these are two sons from two different men, need something, or they can call me. There's obviously boundaries there, but we can still be a family. No, bitch, we're not. No, not that kind of family. No, I'm family with my son. I'm not family with you anymore. And it works. We make it work. Really, I make it work. See that? That's what you should have just said from the jump. I make it work. I'm not giving anyone else the credit. See that? Because these women are prideful in their situation in this kingdom, man. It says, we are designers. Look at what she says. We are the designers. She sounds like Stephen Miller, that motherfucker that's with Trump. Long concluded. We are the architects. No, you're not. You can't have children. The seed comes from the man, bitch. You ain't got nothing to do with even the ethnicity of the child. Them men had them children in them well before they met you. So how are you the architect? We are the ones who can visualize what we want to see for our children and make them the priority. Well, you don't make good decisions. But this is Esau's kingdom because it should be going through the male. The man should be dictating to the woman. Because, and actually, you know what? This is like a blueprint of it. Let's go into Proverbs 22:6. This is the blueprint right here. Because what do you think she's raising these little niggas to be by herself? A bunch of soft-ass dudes that love her love a bitch like her. That's it. They ain't getting no... And a bunch... We need out of here, man. We need a whole new setup. Proverbs 22:6, it says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. So what do you think she's teaching him? These young men. What do you think she's teaching them? You think she's playing the character of Friday? Nah, she's teaching them some bullshit. She's teaching them to be effeminate as hell, to love a bitch like her when they do get older. It is what it is, man. And so we just need to get back to our original state. And that's the reason why the Lord is coming, because our enemy has done this to us. The so-called white man, Esau Edom, has destroyed us as a family unit. And they're being destroyed too right now, because those curses are starting to backfire, you know what I'm saying, on their asses. Everything they try to do to us is now backfiring on them, which is a beautiful thing. But this right here is just madness, man. You know. And obviously, if you was what you saying you are, then you will have both of these men. Why would I'm not sure what happened to the first guy, but the NBA guy, if you were so on point and you the architect, bitch, you handling everything, then why did this nigga go and get some extra box? Which he should be able to get some extra box. Because we're in Esau's kingdom, where, a man can only deal with you. And that's why, I don't get why dudes, you know what I'm saying? And you know what, really, I can see what's really going on. I don't see why they impregnate these women, though. You might as well just be careful about, if you dealing 6 figures, 7 figures, you getting this money NBA-wise and all this other little stuff, why would you get one of these American bitches pregnant? Why even deal with an American bitch? Why not just go to another country and just, have your feel of some really, some women that actually are women? Because these motherfuckers move like men in this society. A knee along, the average bitch will be looking at her like she's a boss. She moving like a nigga. No, man, we don't want nothing to do with the nigger energy, man. Keep the nigger energy. We want a submissive woman, man. That's what's attracted to a man. And again, you know what I'm saying? I don't get it, man. That's like what's his Moore, the guy Moore from Michigan. I think they sentenced his ass to 18 months. Like, nigga, bro, what are you doing? I seen that shit. I ain't even followed none of that, really. I just seen a little sentencing yesterday, and didn't even look at that. I just turned from that shit. That nigga I'm just looking at him just disgusted. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you thinking, bro? You got all this going on, and nobody around this nigga would tell him, look, leave these hoes alone. That should be the very first thing. See, and she got sons. She's not gonna. Matter of fact, she'll probably fight to tell these little dudes or her sons to never fuck with a bitch like her. She ain't gonna say like her though, but she'll coach them into, if she's not good for you, she's not good. And you know why she'll know that? Because that bitch ain't no good. Just straight up, man. This bitch said, we are the designers, long concluded. We are the architects. We are the ones who can visualize what we want to see for our children. Well, your visualization is not the visualization of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. That's why you need a head. As the scripture talks about, I'm going to end out here. I didn't want to keep it long. Bitch, you need a head because you make stupid fucking decisions. What is that? I know it's the 1 Corinthians, I think. Yeah, 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Yahweh Shai, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh. So you have an order. You got the Father, the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, which is the true name, which means that he exists, or the existing one. Then you have his son, Yahweh Shai. He's next in line, which means that he's the Savior or deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. Those are the true names of the Father and Son, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. Then you have the man. Then you have the woman. Then you have the children. That's the order. That's the order. But these bitches in America, and Esau, the so-called white man, he goes totally against the scriptures. He'll tell you that he's this righteous, believing sweet white baby Jesus. We follow the Bible. But these people go totally against the scriptures. They're telling the woman that no, you can be above the man. That's chaos. Look at these kids. Why you think you seeing all these takeovers in these cities? All these takeovers in these cities is a bunch of fucking kids that come from single family homes of black fucking women and just white women and whoever the fuck women. Ain't no kids running out of the house with no real dude in the crib. But you got dudes that's in the house too. That's letting these kids because they was raised by a bitch. It's a lock for my language, but I mean, it just is what it is, man. You know, we're living in these last days, man. It's time to just cut straight to the chase. And the Lord is about to put you bitches in your place, man. He about to put you women in your place. You're gonna go back to where cause see, this right here happened right here. Let me get this. It's that one where it talks about how a woman will compass a man. Jeremiah 31:22, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that has happened. But guess what? That shit is playing out. And you know why? That it was set up for the woman to pass a man. Because first off, it was really for, Jake, the Lord shaming Jake, so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native American men. The Lord basically like, hey, you're not going to listen to me. I'm going to put your fucking women and your children over you. And I'm going to make it real hard for you through them. Because the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native woman been giving us hell on this planet, man. He been giving us fucking hell, man. Or she been giving us hell. She been helping him give us hell. And she has compassed us. But guess what? Look at your situation now. Look at you now, though. Now you're looking for help. Now you all on TikTok screaming. Now you all on YouTube doing videos screaming. Now you all over all these social media network hookups streaming and crying about how you can't handle by yourself no more. Because there was a time when it was easy for y'all. I remember. I grew up in that time period. Or matter of fact, I was like a teenager, so to speak, in that time period of so-called black women. I used to, deal with women, pull up, and be like, oh shit, okay, yeah, real nice place. I can remember when bitches was only paying like $10, $12, $13, $14, $15 a month for a fucking 3-bedroom apartment. Being taken care of. I remember them days. And I'm thinking like, well, how the fuck? Here I am, I'm working though. And that's the reason why, you had a lot of, niggas, they'll pull up on these chicks. And these bitches, they would allow any nigga that they wanted to be off in the apartment because it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, she, her little $13, $14 rent, that shit ain't shit. So basically that nigga would pull up off in there and he would be like, okay, I got a situation where, I'm living rent free because that ain't shit. And nigga sit up in there and deal dope and do whatever, and the kids is all over the place. Just a bunch of wild, that was the age that I grew up in. That the crack age and all that little shit like that. So I remember shit like that. But now it's at a point where, nope, that shit is not flying. That shit is not flying. Trump that came in, he's cutting into your damn benefits. He's cutting into your, all your food stamps, and he's got all these. No, that shit is not flying. It's not, because the Lord is he's uprooting you compassing a man. So now, guess where you're at now? Even Nia Long. Even a bitch like Nia Long. Guess where she's at now? When shit hits the fans, on some purge type tip, that bitch gonna be screaming. She's gonna be a fucking nobody. She gonna be a regular, random, old ass bitch. Now ain't nobody gonna be trying to be like, oh, is that Nia? Would you pose for Playboy? Ain't nobody gonna give a fuck about that. They're not gonna even know who that bitch is. You know why? Because she ain't gonna have that makeup no more. She ain't gonna have them weaves no more. She ain't gonna have that fucking eyelashes no more. She's not about to have any of that shit no more. Motherfucker see that bitch. Yeah, ain't nobody gonna be thinking about your stardom when shit really hit the fans. Don't nobody give a fuck about you now. Because people mindset in this kingdom is 2 seconds. I was just watching one of the elders' videos You know, he be putting up the shorts. I think it was Arrows. No, it wasn't Arrows of Indignation. But, you know, one of the brothers. And the people were talking about, is it just me or is time moving so fast? No, it's not just you. Time, we're really moving fast. I'm already 30 minutes into this video. Seemed like I just came out here and it was like 2 minutes ago. But that's how fast time is moving. You're already at damn near May. You're already in the middle of 2026 damn near. Shit blowing. So it's high time to awake out of sleep and to repent. And you got these people trying to hang on to these old ass lives and shit. You 55, bitch, and you in Playboy. You should have done all that when you was young, bitch, if you was going to do it. Well, actually, you shouldn't have done it at all. But here you go at 55. With kids. One, most definitely, that's in school. He got to go to school and his homeboys done seen your ass in a Playboy spread. Because it's not hard to get to. It's not like it's hard to look at. And you know, kids are cruel. They'll print that shit out and post that shit on his locker like, look at your whore mom. I'm not sure, you know what I'm saying. Who knows? She probably done some little... Well, Playboy was always kind of... It was raunchy, but it wasn't as raunchy as I think... What was the other one? I think it was The Hustler? What's the other little shit? I'm not sure. That was back in the days, though. They were a little more... I would say... a little more discreet. You know, I mean, even though you're still seeing the bitch. But it wasn't like, you know, like some of these magazines, like, you know, you just see bitch just straight spread eagle with coochie lips open and seeing a whole thing. Playboy wasn't like that. You know, they would, you know, and people was really there to kind of look at the women, but they would have like so-called these political articles or, you know, these articles where, you know, people would, they ain't me. I would have never, fuck an article. I'm here to see the bitches, man. But that's how Playboy was. And I'm surprised they're still around. Like I said, they must be doing something way different now. I'm sure they probably, well, you know, they probably jumped into the digital age of it. But, man, you can see bitches, because that's all it is about. You can see bitches writing Newsbreak right now. It's all ass shaking all through YouTube. It's ass shaking. You know, the people are desensitized to just beautiful women. It's beautiful women all, you know, throughout all that shit. So I'm surprised these people are still around, but anyway, I guess, you know, that's her next level. I know that wasn't her goal, but somebody probably, you know, told her, yeah, girl, go work out. You be you. You do you. This is the prime of your life. You're in your golden age. Make those fucking men feel as if, you know, I'm pretty sure some bitch whispering in the backdrop of this bitch's ear. Some gay ass dude doing her hair for the shoot. You know how that shit go, man. This is a bad place, man. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that for a hot sec. Hey, you women, y'all gotta wake up, man. Don't let Esau trick you into believing that this is all an illusion. Like, well, what are you doing stuff like this for? You should be... This place is in World War III. You out here posing for Playboy at 55? Like, bitch, I'm sure she got to know something that's going on in the world. You know, I'm sure, you know, because a lot of these, they be knowing some stuff. But it's like, what new movie are you trying to do? What do you mean new movie? What do you mean, you know, what the fuck what are you thinking about? Shit is a wrap, man. This shit is a done deal, man. It's high time to awake out of sleep and to repent. This is where we're at right here. Romans 13 and 11. We're at this point while you out here trying to show some damn breasts. Romans 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. We're at the end of this thing. We're about to be swooped up on. Here you go. You out here influencing these bitches that's in their 50s, that's 300 pounds, And the only reason why they're gonna try and get down off some weight is because they seen your Playboy spread. Well, I can do it. If she can do it, I can. If she can look that good at that age, that's my goal. This bitch's goal, the average bitch that you see in the gym, her goal is not to she's prepping to make herself healthier, to to carry on for the children and her husband. She's in that motherfucker because she's trying to get some looks. My new outfit. These shoes are so cute. I'm gonna wear this to motherfucker will only work because they're going on a vacation to the Bahamas or somewhere where there's a beach bikini hookup involved. Why aren't you doing that for your man? Why aren't you keeping your body together? Yeah, no, these bitches they doing it for other people. They're not doing it for their man. And you may have a few that say, oh yeah, I'm trying to keep my man. No, but the overall is really for a status symbol in this place, man. I be seeing little white chicks and shit, little Edomites at the job and shit, and them bitches is just, I'm talking about like real Edomite women. Just walking through, flailing through, long ass dress on, looking like they Amish or some shit like that, biting into an apple, walking hard as hell, you know what I'm saying, doing their little breaks and shit. You know, they not out here trying to they're really feminine. They're not trying to show their bodies and shit like that, but it is other ones that's in the job where, they show off their shapes. So if a woman was really down for you, she ain't worried about how all she got to do is, because she shouldn't really be working and being around no other men anyway. But if she do have to do that, she can go work, she can go dress modestly, go ahead and do her job and come home and do what she had to do for her household. Not I'm hanging out, we're going on a trip to, no. I got a family, I'm just, no, I'm not going to be able to do that. I got some morals, even though you may not say it. but hey, this place is through, man. But anyway, kind of going a little long with it, but it's all good, you know what I'm saying? We just moving in the spirit, man. But this shit right here is retardation. Here alone. Here she go. And they kind of threw this one up, I guess, trying to make her seem like she was somewhat classy. Because I haven't seen any, other ones. Who knows? They may be saving it for the publication to make people to actually, get into it. Like, but damn, I wonder what she really showing. Like, what is she really doing? Like, she got them legs open? She's showing that box. Them tits out. We gonna be able to see some nipple? This bitch, man, 55 with 2 kids, and that thing is blown. And she shouldn't have never even done nothing like this, man. You know what I'm saying? And with these dudes, she claiming that, her exes, they're having family dinners and they're talking and they're doing this, and this. You think that these dudes will say, well, you know what? No, don't do that. That's not a good idea. Our son, you know what I'm saying? He's going to be, think about his emotional stress, as far as going to school and his friends possibly seeing you in these photos. You think that bitch cared? Because those should have been things she should have thought about to begin with. So anyway, I'm going to end out with that. I pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwame Yasha Allah, the Bible boy.